My name is Katie Cullen, and I am the owner of Kate Elise Interiors Home Staging and Styling. And I am the stager for the Hatfield house. This house is open concept, which is so appealing. It's really, a layout that most people are looking for. But unfortunately, if a house is listed, if an open concept house is listed and it is vacant, oftentimes buyers walk in and they have a really hard time knowing where they're going to put their furniture. When they walk in, they just see one, big, giant, open, empty space. And it's very hard to, think, where's my dining room table going to go? And, how am I going to arrange my, my sofa? And, so I think John was smart in recognizing that this house was a great candidate for a house to stage. There's so many elements about this house that are beautiful, and in a lot of ways I do feel like this house sells itself. But with these open concept homes, it can be so helpful to show buyers how they can arrange their furniture, where their dining table could go. When you are seeing it empty, a lot of times you think, well, there's just not enough room for a table here. But then when you really bring furniture in, you realize, wow, this space is plenty big. And so it's just showing buyers that there is that space, and it's showing them that there's a perfect layout that they could use for the home. Typically, when I am choosing inventory for a listing, I try to envision who the potential buyer might be of that property. Most parts of town have their own, personal character or personality that a certain buyer is attracted to, and I do feel like that is definitely true for the town of Coburg. Coburg is a small community that has definitely retained a lot of its historical charm. So I did think that any buyer looking for a house in Coburg was going to be really drawn to that rural aspect of it. And they're going to appreciate the old with the new. I do feel like this Hatfield house is a perfect example of, old charm mixed with new modern elements. I would describe this house as modern farmhouse. It has a lot of the design elements of an old farmhouse, but definitely has some very modern touches. So that was kind of my, my design inspiration for this home and what I really wanted to incorporate with the staging. For instance, with the dining room table that I brought in, I wanted something that had some rustic, qualities to it. The top of it is a raw wood, but the wood itself is in a chevron pattern, which just gives it a modern element. With the sofa that I brought in, it has clean lines and, modern legs. The legs are skinny and tapered. But then I also wanted to add some things that felt, old or rustic. The coffee table that I brought in it's a honed marble top with sort of a weathered gray base, and same with the console table that I used here in the living room. It has that weathered gray look, which I felt complemented the interior doors of the house really well. When I stage, I try to appeal to as wide a range of buyer as possible. So I try not to do anything too style specific. I don't want to turn any buyers away. So I keep my colors soft, I keep them neutral. This house had a lot of cool colors on its own. The walls are white, the interior doors are a gray, which I would consider kind of a cool color, but then you also have the warm color from the cement floors. So I mixed in some cool colors, some whites, creams, and I also wanted to bring in some warm colors that complemented the floors. So I do have some browns. Also, being the season that we're in, fall moving into winter, I did want to add some earthy tones. So I do have some brown and some muted yellows. And then, with staging the master bedroom, I usually just try to keep the bedroom really luxurious. I don't ever want it to look too fancy. I want it to be comfortable, luxurious, and look like a retreat that somebody could come to at the end of a busy day and, have a spot to relax. And I typically stage beds with white bedding. It's classic, it's clean. And who doesn't want to jump into a white bed? It also reminds me of, a nice hotel. So I, usually keep the bedding very soft. I want the colors to be soothing in a master bedroom. When it came to staging the outdoor patio space, I really wanted buyers to see what an asset that covered patio is. I didn't want it to be lost on people that outdoor patio space is really just an extension of your living room. So I did want to bring in some patio furniture that showed that. I've heard it said that some buyers don't really know the potential of a space, and I could totally see a family out there, on a beautiful evening in December, roasting marshmallows and being very comfortable because it is covered. And, with these 8-foot double French doors, I think if I lived here in the summer, I would have those doors open all day. And this house does a good job of bringing the outdoors in and the indoors out. And so I wanted, people to see that patio is an extension of your living space. Probably my favorite thing about being the stager for this property has just been that I've been able to be a part of the amazing work that has gone into this home. I've watched these Webbccast videos, and it's been really neat to see just how many different people it takes to build a quality home. You see the amount of hard work, the amount of planning, the amount of, I'm sure, blood, sweat, and tears that goes into building a house of this, caliber. And it's just felt really good to be part of that. And I feel honored. I feel like I was picked for a team that I feel really proud to be on. So it has been really fun to be part of the Hatfield House project.
Thanks for checking out the John Webbccast. Follow us on Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram.